Painting with Menoth John is presented in Super Legitivision. Super Legitivision, the future of podcasting. It's .com. Hear ye. Welcome to the Painting with Menoth John podcast for tonight. Tonight we have with us the royalty from the north, the king of the north, Bubba Dalton, and a very, very special co-host, not from Canada. So, without further ado, I bring you on the Painting with Menoth John show. Well, thank you very much there, special announcer. This is Menoth John, and this is, of course, your Sunday night addiction. This is the Painting with Menoth John show. And with us tonight, if you were listening to the pre-ramble, you know that we have a very special co-host tonight. We have with us from the Beer Machine podcast, Mr. Rich Brautman.
Hello there, Brushheads. How you doing?
I hope that they enjoyed that introduction.
I sure did.
You know, it's not every day, Rich, that we welcome on royalty onto the show. It really isn't.
It's a special occasion. I know when he came to visit Beer Machine, we had to go out of our way and make sure the King's tidings were all correct, and we hit only the finest of Chinese buffets before we played our game.
Oh, so you put on the Ritz there in the Below.
Oh, we certainly did. Nothing but amazing egg rolls for the King of the North.
Well, who is the King of the North? Well, if you don't know who the King of the North is, first off, I can't help you. But secondly, it is, of course, Mr. Bubba Dalton. Say hello to the Brushheads, Mr. Bubba Dalton.
Oh, hello, Brushheads. Awesome to be here. I'm Bubba Dalton, apparently the proclaimed by Beer Machine King of the North.
Absolutely, and recognized throughout the world as the King of the North. Because
it's actually hilariously caught on quite well.
Well, you know, Warmachine needed a King of the North. Let's be very honest. You know, winter is coming, and having a solid King of the North is going to be important to us to fend off the White Walkers of those who would play body and soul.
Oh, the worst.
So I heard that they tried to summon a greater demon at Captain Con last week by having 3 people all play body and soul at the same time in a team tournament, attempting to, in a single blow, end Warmachine as we know it.
That is 100% accurate. It was terrifying. We had to play them.
So did they even get close to losing even a single game?
Did I?
Mm-mm. Body and soul. Team no fun
they
out
lost,
loud.
So they won every round 3-0, except the finals against my team, Team Southern Ontario. Myself, Marc-Andre LeBlanc, and Chris Orr. We managed to only lose 2-1.
and let's be honest. There's some straight up talent on that team you just said from the Great White North.
It was a pretty legit team. All WTC guys playing a very strong team of Americans, all playing body and soul.
So,
actually, no, they weren't all Americans. The one guy was Australian.
Yeah, and wasn't does Tom Guan actually have does he have his green card, or is he here on like a study visa or something?
I have no idea. He's everywhere and nowhere. He's like the wind.
He is like the wind. Rich, do you have any insight on Tom Guan being indeed the wind?
I do a little bit, and actually, what's kind of interesting is one of our local Buffalo guys, Andy Marchik, he actually teaches abroad in China, and he's
What's her name?
The Chinese. His name's Andy Marchik.
No, he said he was teaching abroad. I was wondering what her name was. See what I did there?
Oh,
Whoa!
You're a cunt already.
Notice I'm wearing the Podfather t-shirt tonight, so anything can happen. So there you go.
He teaches in China. He's been doing it for a couple years now. And he is on the Chinese WTC team. And
Okay.
Tom Guan is not.
Huh. Imagine that.
Yeah. He has a bone to pick with him when he sees him in Ireland shortly.
That is that.
Tom Guan, not good enough for a Chinese WTC team.
Boom. Shakalaka. Well, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. I was, usually when we have our show here, we like to start off on the right foot, and we need to make sure that we are all having enough social lubricant to make this a quality podcast experience. So I'm going to ready myself a shot of Kraken here. As I was mentioning in the pre-ramble, which is available if you're a patron, down here at www.patreon.com/menothjohn. You can listen to the amazingness that is the pre-ramble. Guys, I think it was one of the most epic pre-rambles of all time.
Oh, definitely. I mean, even minimal computer reboots. You can't find that kind of quality anywhere else.
Technology is... Go ahead.
When you have 7, 12, 37 computer reboots, come on. You can't find that anywhere.
I am running... This podcast is run on Windows Millennia. So there you go. Anything could happen, and it probably will. So I'm having the Kraken, and then, of course, I'm having a Three Philosophers.
Yes.
I was at my local beer type place, and they actually had it in 4-packs. So it's not the big champagne bottle. It doesn't taste quite as good out of the capped bottle. I don't know what the deal is.
I agree with you. It's better out of the corked bottle than it is out of the smaller ones, but it's still good.
Yeah, it's still a hell of a beer. And then we got some kudos, by the way, for talking about Three Philosophers. One of the Brushheads sent me an email thanking us for talking about it because he's caused... Rich, you've caused a lot of people to spend a lot of money on beer in the recent past.
I actually hear
Myself
about
included.
it.
Yeah.
I actually hear about it about every other week or so. Someone will message me. Like Dan, one of our local guys, he just sent me a Facebook message out of nowhere with a shopping cart filled with good beer, and he just wrote "Damn it, Rich" underneath it. So I've caused the downfall of many a paycheck.
Very, very good. So what are you drinking this evening, my co-host with the most?
I am drinking a Firestone Union Jack. That is a double IPA.
Very nice.
And I've never had it before, actually. It's a good, solid double IPA, and I think they call it a DEA, double barrel ale. Whatever. It's really hoppy. Aromas, very typical flowery IPAs, but because it's stronger, it loses that a little and kind of gives way to the booziness a little bit. 7.5%.
Mm-hmm.
And
this one's kicking 9.7, which I'm pretty stoked about.
It's a mediocre look through. Like, it's not cloudy and it's not clear. Little and translucent.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Good stuff. Bubba, what do you got?
I have Summersby cider.
I love a cider.
Hot as balls here.
Yeah.
Little known fact: for 3 days a year in Canada, it gets hotter than hell. Today is one of them. So it's only 4.5%. I'm having the apple variety of cider. It is essentially candy.
Nice.
You could drink 20 of these and then stand up and realize that you had drinking 20. But until then, you have no idea.
Yeah.
They go down so good.
Nice.
Just delicious.
Nice. I was having a Sprecher hard root beer the other day. Delightful.
Oh, it's so good, John.
Delightful. Can get it literally anywhere here in Racine. I know, right? Being in Wisconsin is pretty amazing because we're basically just a bunch of liquor fiends, and we got this state with the worst governor in history. And God save America if this guy becomes president. Anyway, that was the last political statement you hear on Painting with Men with John tonight. But we can get the good beers. So on behalf of everyone here at Painted with Men with John, out to all the Brushheads. Hey, Ron.
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 Ah, yeah, that's some good shit. So, since we had royalty coming on the show, we wanted to make sure that we had the appropriate guest on to be our representative from Discount Games Incorporated. And to represent Greenleaf Terrain and Games and Gears. So here from Canada is we couldn't find a moose to come in, but we did the next best thing. We got ourselves a grizzly bear. Ladies and gentlemen, Lug for Discount Games Incorporated, Greenleaf Terrain and Games and Gears. Hello, I am the Lug, and I am here to tell you that you should be getting your models from Discount Games Incorporated. They are very far south from the Canadian border, but there is no reason why you cannot be ordering your models. I dare say your dice. Perhaps one of those frontline, very sexy mousepad type mats that look like terrain but are not. And you can get on over there right now, and no one will stop you. Not Dudley Do-Right, nor the Prime Minister. They will not stop you from getting to Discount Games Incorporated. Now, when I am in Canada, which right now I am not in Canada, I am in Wisconsin, which is nothing like Canada, although it is hot as balls here, which it is very hot in Canada right now. As a bear, I have very much the fur. Look at the fur. It is very sexy. Oh, oui. I tell you, if you need the sexy terrain, go over there to Greenleaf Terrain. You know, over there at the mini wargaming, they have whole sets made up of the Greenleaf Terrain. But we are not associated with the mini wargaming. We are painting with Menard John. Whoa. I tell you. Now, as for Games and Gears, they make the brushes. They make the towels. Are you saying that you do not need a painting towel? I think you're being ridiculous. But you can get the Ichiban brushes that we gave away at the Brushhead Gallery. And now you can also get anything you want there for the brushes. So you get on over there to Games and Gears. They sponsor, we give away. That's how it works here at Painting with Minot John. Anyway, so get on over there, and we will see you next time. I am a bear. I am from Canada. That's how you can tell with my outrageous accent. And you can see it right here. Try a donut at Tim Hortons. Poutine. There we go. Excellent.
It's always good to hear another Canadian.
I know, right?
So authentic.
And oddly enough, Lug is actually my neighbor and my half brother.
Nice.
So, yeah,
Interesting.
Well, that's good.
I never knew that.
You know, everyone knows everyone.
Canadians are well known for their extended families, so there you go.
I am half bear.
Well, you have a very majestic mane going on here on your face. All right, so here we go.
Not as much as Rich's, but I try.
Well, thank you. I actually had to cut mine down. It was 3.5 inches, and I couldn't take it. It was just
the wife couldn't take it. Yeah.
No, she didn't mind it. It was just too hot all the time. It's like wearing a scarf year round. It's not very good.
So I'm very excited about tonight. We're going to be doing a My Drunk Dojo, and I would cue some. If I had any respect for the show, I would have some music queued up to do, like some Asian dojo music or some nonsense. But I don't, and so we're going to go ahead and we're going to fire up the dojo cam here in a second. All right, I think I got it on here right now. Whoa, hang on. I'm trying to adjust the camera, and it's losing its mind. Here we go. Got it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring up the dojo cam, which shows off my... I can't invest in actually, getting a feed for my iPad. So, I'm just taking a camera and holding my iPad in front of it, and hopefully it won't suck too hard. But
it looks fairly legit, John, honestly.
Cool. I was trying to lay it down, but the glare was just, absolutely ridiculous. So I think what we'll do is we'll start off with taking a look at the card for the Croak Raiders, because that's what we're here to talk about today. We're going to talk about the Croak Raiders. And so I think everyone's kind of a buzz about this. What do you guys think?
I think they're bastards.
I haven't had to play against them yet, but it makes me want to start playing Trolls again as my main faction because they're so cool.
They're amazing.
I did get to play against them yesterday, and the guy had the most terrible damage rolls in history. He nailed my bomber with no Creelstone, mind you. No Creelstone in my army. He nailed my bomber with the oil on the first shot, and then the rest of the Croak Raiders tried to shoot my bomber, and I did not lose my bomber. That is unheard of.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen.
No, that should not happen. He missed one or two of them, and the other damage rolls were terrible. But let's just briefly talk a little bit about the the stats on these guys. Now I'm going to use another high-tech device here that you don't see on a lot of painting shows and other podcasts for that matter. I have a black twist tie that I'm going to use as a pointer, and because that's high-tech shit right there.
Can you put a slight leftward bend in it?
A slight leftward bend.
Is
yes.
that something familiar to you?
Yes.
Bubba? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so
that's how my hockey stick works.
Oh,
Oh,
snap.
right.
Ah.
Right.
See, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this advanced deploy symbol, and I'm going to shoot towards the goal. Goal! Anyway, so, all right, so here we go. We got speed 6. We have strength 5, but who cares? If you've gotten these guys into melee, you're doing it wrong. Mat 5. Rat 6 for some unknown reason. We have a defense 13, armor 14, and a command of 8. They are advanced deploy, because why not? And they are immune to corrosion. So, fuck you, Biothralls. They have the Flaming Dart, which is not a 1970s car. It is a range 10. See, my guy yesterday was trying to tell me that was range 12. I got a little... I should have had him check his card a little bit better than that.
Ooh.
Range 12 is a lot different than range 10. It's 2 different, as a matter of fact. We have a rate of fire 1, no AoE. It's POW 12, causes fire, and is of a fire type. So there's that. And then we've got the oil gourd, which is range 8, rate of fire 1, AoE 3. So you don't even have to hit with this damn thing. You can drift on it. And then he's got a POW 8 hand weapon that we already discussed. Things went horribly wrong. Any thoughts on that initial stat line, guys?
AD is nuts. The other thing is Rat 6.
That's what I was going to comment on.
Yeah.
Rat 6 on regular old trooper models.
Yeah.
Especially ones that are trying to hit you like with the AoEs. Like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. I mean, just saying Retribution Riflemen are, Rat 5.
They most certainly are.
Just saying.
And the 5.8, I think, is a very important point for these guys, too. They're not expensive. For a 10-person unit, they're really cheap.
And POW 12 on the dart, not POW 10? Like...
Oh, but but POW 12, but not just POW 12, boosted POW 12.
Yeah.
So let's get to the back of the card and kind of talk through this. They work for Circle. Fuck Circle. They work for Legion. Fuck Legion. They work for Skorne, because why not? And they work for Trollbloods, the best faction. And then they are amphibious, which means that they have Pathfinder in water. Good for them. They're frogs. I mean, why not? They have Gang. Jesus. They have Gang. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, so getting them in melee, not too fucking
not
bad.
so bad. I would like to rescind earlier comments on Painting with Menoth John do not represent the current viewpoints of Painting with Menoth John, but may be changing throughout the course of the podcast.
If only politicians said that, John.
I know, right? I was thinking that I could do a Donald Trump here. I could get my hair thing going on here and be super awesome. They have vitriol, so that when you attach a croc dock to these guys. And make them undead, and they pass their tough check. Yeah, you're corroded. And then they have, on the oil gourd, they have alchemical accelerant, which means a model that is hit by the AoE, not directly hit by the AoE, suffers oil. And when an oiled model suffers a fire damage roll, the damage roll is automatically boosted. That's not specifying a fire damage roll from this unit. It is any goddamn fire roll. The damage roll is automatically boosted. Oil lasts for 1 round. Pretty good shit, man.
That is an insane rule.
It's too good actually for a 5.8 unit when you get right down to it. I mean, you look at an army like Legion, where literally everything that they're going to put on the table on a regular basis, they can put a set of these frogs out here, oil them up, and away they go.
Yeah. Because now you're right. You have essentially a 5.8 unit that is range 10, POW 12 weapon masters.
Mm-hmm.
That continuous fire, like, there's nothing else in the game with that combination of abilities that's anywhere near that cheap.
Actually,
No.
I have a question
that just
about
has
that.
those abilities.
I got a question for you guys. So say something is being affected by the alchemical accelerant, they're on continuous fire, and then the other, next turn your opponent makes his continuous checks and he fails and he has to roll fire damage. That's boosted, isn't it?
Yep.
That's obnoxious. That's so good.
Okay, and let's see here. Model hit by suffers oil. When an oiled model, so I mean, it suffers oil. It's not a continuous effect. It's not something you're going to check out of. You're just
No, but the fire that you get
check out of.
from getting thrown at.
no. But I'm just
The
saying
spear has continuous fire.
exactly. And what I'm saying is that the oil lasts forever, right?
1 round. Yeah.
1 round. Yeah.
What is it? Where does it say 1 round on here? Oil lasts for 1 round. Got it. Reading. It's a thing. It's a thing.
It was after the exciting part. Everyone just stops and they're like, "That's dumb as shit. That's amazing."
So
and they're like, "Lasts for 1 round. That's even better."
So this is actually an indictment of our public education system here in the United States, is that I did not get to that last sentence there. I just oh, shit, I'm out of here. Got to freak out. Where's my guns? And then we have cumbersome, which means that you, if this model attacks with this weapon during its activation, it cannot attack with another ranged weapon that activation, just so that you don't have idiots. To make sure that they don't put that on there and think you all of a sudden get your rate of fire 2 gun just because it has a couple of different abilities. So there you go. There's our Croak Raiders. That's what we're going to be working with tonight. What a disgusting piece of crap those guys are. And let's talk a little bit about what we think those guys are going to be good with. I'm opening up the old iPad here, and we're going to go ahead and start showing some stuff. Rich, where do you want to start with these guys? Which faction do you want to talk about first?
Well, I think probably the easiest faction so far, anyway. Let me take that back. The thing I'm most comfortable with. Let's do trolls.
Excellent.
I mean, I guess we could do minions, but no, who plays minions?
Exactly.
Some Swedish guy, and that's about it.
One of my co-hosts used to a long time ago.
JP's gonna.
Yeah, when he gets these, he might.
So let's talk about these guys. Where do you think they fit in the best, Rich?
I'm going to go in a little, I don't know about skewed, but I'm going to say maybe we should head toward a Borka 2 list.
Interesting.
With some other continuous fire folks we may have talked about in the past. Bubba, what do you think?
Sorry, what?
What cast are you thinking? I'm thinking Borka 2 and some continuous fire stuff.
Like pirate trolls and stuff.
Fire trolls.
Or fire eaters.
Yeah, fire eaters was my main thought.
I think you could throw them in a meat mountain situation, and instead of champions, you take Croak Raiders, and you're just like, what? Bah.
Actually,
it gives that range element to the meat mountain. Like you still have the double warders, but then you have like fire eaters and these guys behind them, and they're just like going bonkers.
That's a really interesting.
And then they're so safe. They're so safe behind the warders.
Right.
And that can be any caster. Like you could take that with Berka, you could take that with Magic or Gristle. It doesn't matter.
I think the package of the Fire Eaters with the Croak Raiders is really, really, really interesting because you've got, you can take 3 of the Croak Raiders, and as long as they're back behind them, they can reliably set those guys on fire, and then you've got 6-inch auto boosted everything, POW 12 sprays coming at your face, which is terrifying as hell.
And then you don't have to light yourself. You don't have to light the Fire Eaters on fire and potentially kill them.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty scary the first time you do that.
Yeah, it's scary every time you do that, by the way, just so you know. I've done it a few times. So let's take the champions out of this list and let's take a look and see what it looks like. So I've got your typical meat mountain list up here on the iPad cam, and what the thing I like the best about this particular setup for the iPad cam with the War Room is that people can see my reflection. So it's almost like having a third cam on here for the Podfather while he's doing this, which, let's face it, everybody, that's why you're here. It's all this. I bring the sexy back to 47. So
you know what, John? Next time you got to start it with the camera already on there and say it's a transparent display a la Minority Report.
I'll just
you
like
might actually
move my
fool
hands.
a few people.
I'll move my hands by it, and it'll do things. It'll be super sweet. Okay, so I've got 10 points to play with. So let's put a unit of Croak Raiders in there. Merc minion units. Let's get them Croak Raiders in there. And then we're down to 2 points, and I'm just wondering what we would take out of here. We could take the Stone Scribe. We could take the Chronicler out, and then we could put some Fire Eaters in. What do you guys think of that?
I think so.
Yeah, we might have to put the Chronic back in later, but we'll see for now.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let's put some Fire Eaters in there, because Fire Eaters are super sweet.
You want to ditch the I don't know, just a thought. Ditch the battle group and see if we can change that around. Maybe put a Pirate Troll or 2 in there or something like that.
I think that's an excellent idea. Let's go ahead and I've ditched that. Now we're down to 38 points out of 56. Do we at that point add a second unit of Fire Eaters, or do we start plussing up the battle group, guys? What do you think?
Well, you want to get that Witch Dot Croc in there.
Indeed you do. So let's go ahead and let's get that in there. Let's get that minion solo in there. We're gonna, especially the new. Let's see, where's that Witch Dot Croc? There we go. Especially that new one that's coming up for Gen Con. Holy shit!
Yeah, did you see that, Bubba?
Yeah, gorgeous. Yeah, the Gen Con exclusive, the beer one. Yeah, it's so funny. I just love it. It's like half a Croc suit, and then the pig's like all passed out drunk.
It's awesome. Ultra legendary Brushhead Eric Defoe has volunteered to ninja for me. So God, I hope he can get me one of those.
Oh, jealous.
So now we've got 15 points left, and we know we want a Pirate Troll in here, right, guys?
Oh yeah.
Maybe, I'm thinking maybe even double Pirate Troll.
Let's do that. Let's go crazy.
Crazy.
Let's go crazy here. We've got double Pirate Troll, and that gives us 5 points left.
Do we got a Fell Collar in there yet?
We do. We could go double Fell Collar.
What about add another unit of Fire Eaters?
Well, I own 2, so that is absolutely legit. So we can do that. Now, folks.
Then you have one.
Now, folks, as you know, we like to do a crowdsourced version of some lists, and we're going to do that later on. But right now, this is going to be kind of this is our reimagining of a post Croak Raider Meat Mountain. So it's essentially a double warder list, but we've plussed it up to take advantage of those silly little Croak Raiders, because they're fucked up and obnoxious. So
that's 100% accurate.
You know what? I think after this, number one, I want to play this list already. Number 2, I think we'll go to Legion and we'll do this a la chat room and crowdsourced.
I think that's a great idea. Now we have 1 point left. I'm thinking that we would put in some Swamp Gobbers in here. We took the Chronic out, so we lost that little debuff that we had, the defensive buff that we got from the Chronic. Would we go with a? Do you think we'd go with a with the Gobbers, or do you think we'd go with a Feral Geist, or what are you guys thinking for that 1 point?
I think Gobbers. They're always good.
Could also go Sorcerer for one of the units of Warders.
We could. What do you guys think on that one?
No. Here's what I think. You want to take a list that's gonna kick Hordes right in the junk.
Yeah.
Drop the Rune Bearer and add Pendrake.
Oh, I was just thinking of that. I was
No.
just thinking that. That's beautiful. Let's add Pendrake back in here.
And just be like, these Croak Raiders are going to kill the world. Like Angels, you're like, oh man, I hate Angels so much. They're so good. You're just like, pow.
Oh yeah, a couple continuous effect boosted POW 12s after they get boosted. Yeah, goodbye Angels.
It's not because it's interesting. Beast Lore has no. I'm just bringing up the Pendrake card here. Beast Lore doesn't say a damn thing about melee. It says an attack.
Yep.
So there you go, folks. There's your ace in the hole. Fuck you, Circle. Fuck you, Legion. That's great. Oh, I'm loving this list. I'm gonna call this
I'm
one.
actually taking notes here. Like, what?
I'm gonna call this one Meat Mountain Better. Suck it, Meat Mountain players. All right, here we go.
It's called Fire Mountain.
Oh, I like that one. I'm renaming it again. Fire Mountain.
Perfect.
So it's funny. I was playing a game here at Casa John 2.0 with my friend Adam, and he played Fish Mountain against Meat Mountain, and Fish Mountain kicked Meat Mountain's ass.
What is Fish Mountain?
Fish Mountain is Maylock with 3 units of Gator Posse, two Witch Dog Crocs, a Swamp Horror, a Bull Snapper, and a not much else. Oh, and I'm sorry, it's Wrong Eye and Snapjaw with a Bull Snapper, 3 units of Gator Posse, Maylock, a Swamp Horror, and can't remember exactly what else, but it's amazing. It is strictly better than Meat Mountain because the Gators are just better than Warders. So
That sounds fantastic.
it's
Gatorman Posse are nuts.
It's an amazing list, and you know where the Warders, once you charge them in and they're in melee and stuff like that, they lose a lot of the benefits, you know, of being a weapon master because you're not charging. Yet Gators don't give 3 shits about that nonsense. Anyway, so here we have it. This is our reimagined Fire Mountain. We have Gristle 2. We have 2 Pyre Trolls, because hilarious. Fellcaller Hero. We have Witch Doc Croc, who's going to be living in the back the back seat with the Croak Raiders. We have Victor Pendrake for extra dick kicking. We have 2 units of Warders, because you have to have them, or else it's not Meat Mountain, right? Then we have a full Creel Stone with the UA, the aforementioned Croak Raiders, and then for all your stealth love, you've got 2 units of Northkin Fire Raiders who are going to be sitting there and soaking up probably 6 of the attacks of the Croak Raiders, at least initially, getting them set on fire, and then going to really make some people sad with their 6 plus 3 plus 6, which would be 15 inches. That's something like 422 millimeters or something up there in Canada.
John?
Yeah.
Gristle 2 has dash at another inch.
Shut the fuck up. That's like 620 extra millimeters. I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sweet, eh?
Yeah, I know, right? These guys attack from across from across the border. They don't even need a passport. They come across the Peace Bridge like there's not even a line. You know?
This is amazing. This is so what country were you born in? Doesn't matter. And they just go.
Mm-hmm. So I like this list a lot, guys. So
this list is actually legit.
So here we go, folks.
Croak Raiders are insane.
So for your first list here on My Drunk Dojo, Fire Mountain, folks, we're bringing it to you. Fuck you, anybody that else makes any other podcast that makes lists. There.
It's all downhill from here, though. This list is great.
This list is
all downhill.
You want to talk about matchups briefly for this?
Yeah, let's talk about matchups. By the way, I just tried to pour Kraken into my Omagong. I think that sounds like a mistake.
Yeah, it is. Don't.
Okay.
I didn't.
Are you playing? Is this list playing Circle or Legion? Yes.
Yes.
You kicked them
Yes.
in the ball. GG.
Is it playing Cricks?
Yeah. It can. It can.
Oh.
It's got a
good.
I wish it had some magical weapons in it, but it doesn't.
Now
You have the stone, buddy. You have the Creel Stone.
Well,
yeah, who cares?
fact. Never mind.
You have
Shut
magical
up.
weapons everywhere.
Exactly.
Everyone has one.
Never mind. Yeah, I think this is. Oh boy, this could be getting played at Warmachine weekend for my second pair next to my Madrak 2 list.
The only thing I think it would actually do well against a lot of Menoth, except for Fiora 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, that'd be a bad matchup. But the rest of Menoth, I think it'd be okay.
Well, you know, my other 2 list matchup is Madrak 2 theme list. So 2 units of Fenblades with the UAs and all that kind of stuff. I just dropped that into a Menoth matchup, and who gives a damn? It comes across the table so fast. I'll take that into a Menoth matchup any day of the week. So there you go, folks. Fire Mountain. Do we want to go ahead and try and crowdsource a little something here for the Legions?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So here's what we're gonna do: is I will attempt to muscle up the intestinal fortitude to copy this list down and put it in the notes for this episode. So Fire Mountain will be available, and there you go. So here we go. So let's go ahead and let's close out of this. And yes, I want to save changes to this army. Okay, we're gonna create a new army. By the way, I know Owen is watching out there. So you'll notice that up here we have a list called Cooler 2, and that is a list that was inspired by Owen. So there you go, Owen. There's your because you're not on the internet enough. Here's another little bit of you on the internet right there.
That's 100%. He's everywhere.
He is, and you know what? I'd rather have him on the internet than lots of other people who are already on the internet. So let's call this one Legion Crowdsource. Legion Crowd.
At least when Owen talks smack, he can back it up. I mean, most of the time.
Most times.
Except for when he's playing against JP at the Southern Ontario Open.
He can't. That happened.
Oh, it did.
All right, so we're going to make this a 50-point list because anything but 50 points is for pussies. And let's go ahead and... actually, 35 is really fun. I have to be honest with you. I've had a lot of fun with 35-point games recently.
It's fun, but I think it's a different game. And
yeah,
I think if you play 50 for a while, your 35 game suffers. And I found that out the hard way a couple months ago.
I
am so damn excited for our 25.
Rich,
Go ahead.
What was the game we played, Rich? 35 or 50?
No, we played 50, dude.
Okay.
There's no way we would have played 35. You just kicked my dick in normally. That's.
I'm so excited for the match coming up here in a couple weeks at the brewery.
Oh. Yeah, Bubba's coming down for that.
Nice, outstanding, bud. That's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to coming out to Buffalo. God, I haven't been to Buffalo literally since 2001. So this is I like the Buffalo area. I genuinely miss it. The food is obnoxiously awesome, and the ballet is fantastic. Let's go ahead and crowdsource this. Warlocks. Let's talk about Warlocks for Legion. Where do we think that with these Croak ass Raiders could probably do some? I mean, Veil 2 is an obvious.
No. Thags 2.
Thags 2.
Thags 2. Let's talk about Thags 2.
So Thags 2 has his spray, which is fire type damage.
Right there.
And then his melee weapon, the Rapture, that creates the 3-inch cloud, where you take a POW 12 fire type damage roll.
Uh-huh.
So if you got clumped up troops and you're like, I'm gonna hit the guy in the middle, everyone else takes a boosted POW 12. Because if they're all clumped up, you're just like, oh, drop the oil.
Boom.
With the Croak Raiders.
At the risk of sounding boring, any thought to Lilith 2?
I guess you spend less fury on your Ravagors shooting everything.
I don't know. It was just a thought, but I think you're onto a better track than I am here.
So I mean, I think
Lilith 2 has game. Yeah.
I think that one thing that you usually look at getting all these boosts from is that it's fury management that it kind of helps you with, and Legion has the best fury management in the game. So I think that maybe that the Croak Raiders offer up a different vector for Legion than maybe it does to other factions. I mean, Trolls, it's such an obvious thing because, let's face it, we have the worst fury management in the game. Little ass hats you have to pay for. I think Thagrash 2 is an interesting way to go. Are there any other ones that jump out at you there, Bubba? Because, literally Rich and I suck at this game.
Thanks for putting me on the spot.
Well, you're the king of the goddamn North. You're supposed to be on the spot.
That is true. I think you talked about Veil 2. Obviously, Veil 2. She's a ridiculously good caster. I think, not that she has, fire that can really help that way, but, just her support in general, like icy gripping something to slow them down to let the Croaks do more work really helps.
It seems good. I'm still with your first suggestion, honestly.
The Thag 2?
Yep, Thags 2.
I think we don't see enough Thags 2 these days, so let's build a list for Thags 2. So now let's turn to the chat room here. Okay, chat room, Brushheads out there, Brushheads of the world. We are going to go with a Thagrosh the Messiah list, and let's just briefly review what he brings to the party. We've got the Athank, so he can top himself off. He thinks he's Borka, but a less drunk version. We've got the Blood Spawn, so he can poop out a little lesser action there. He's got the Flight, he's got the Crit Freeze, he's got the Eruption Ash. We already talked about the interaction on Rapture there with the Croak Raider oil. Let's get over here. We've got the Dragon's Blood. What I'd like the Brushheads who are in the Twitch chat room right now, we have 19 viewers. That's pretty good for us on a Sunday night. So let's think about a battle group to complement Thagrosh. You know, Thagrosh is always thought of with his Shredder Swarm and all that kind of good stuff. Let's kick it a little more creative than that, Brushheads. Let's think about this. So we've got the Dragon's Blood. We've got the Flesh Eater. So we've got when living enemy model is boxed by the Flesh Eater, it is removed from play. Seems good. Seems real good. Manifest Destiny, which was the big errata between the playtest and the actual Mark II, because that used to be everything. Spray and Pray was a thing. Scourge costs 4. That's an expensive spell, and knocks that shit down. AoE. Unnatural Aggression. So a target-friendly non-trooper faction model suffers damage during your opponent's last turn. During your next maintenance phase, it can make a full advance. So you got that going for you. And let's not forget that feat. After all friendly models have completed their activations this turn, each war beast in the battle group that is in its control area gets to make that full advance in one normal melee attack. So what are we seeing here for a battle group out of the chat room? Are we seeing anything yet?
You know what I am seeing out of the chat room is definitely not a battle group, but however, player Nappy out of the Rochester meta, he wrote Rich with my name spelled wrong. It's napped, I'm drunk, and show should yo bem, fireball is dangerous. So we got some supreme tactical knowledge from Nappy out of Rochester. Thank you.
The Rochester is the classiest of places.
Oh, very much so. Those garbage plates.
Second only to San Diego in staying classy.
Rixt, it's napped. I'm drunk. And show should yo bem. Fireball is dangerous. You know, I was just reading on Facebook that Fireball is indeed dangerous because it has propylene glycol in it.
Oh, wonderful.
So for those of you who don't have any fucking idea what food is, propylene glycol is not only non-toxic, it's goddamn food safe and generally regarded as safe. Grass. That means it can be put into your food. I would go outside and drink a glass of it right now and not feel bad about it. So it's not ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol will kill you and your pets. It is propylene glycol, and it is fine and dandy. Get over yourself. Whatever that guy. What's that guy's name? Broccoli Wolf or whatever his name is. Avocado Wolf or whatever he is. David Avocado Wolf. That's his name. And the Food Babe.
Oh, the Food Babe. Oh, she's full of shit.
Those people. Yeah, so is David Avocado Wolf. They can both die in a fire. Nope, not literally. I don't want them to die.
Continuous fire.
Continuous fire. Speaking of continuous fire, Croak Raiders have continuous fire. This list needs a death check. Okay. You know, last time we tried to crowdsource a list, it went better than this. So I'm not going to berate the Brushheads because we love the Brushheads. So let's try and pick up let's fill in the gaps here. Let's talk about the where we think that we could probably get a real good battle group out of this. What do you think, guys?
Bubba, what do you think about a Carnivian and a Rabigore?
How about Typhon?
Oh, yeah, what am I talking about?
So why would you take a Carnivian for 11 points who has one spray? That's fire damage, granted, right?
It is.
Or you can take, and so Typhon's biggest problem is hitting because his rat's so low. But who cares? Because you can just auto boost at every spray, and you can just boost every spray to hit. Like
How's it auto boosted?
Yeah, how's it getting the auto boost?
From the Croak Raiders?
No, that's only on damage.
No, it's damage.
Yeah, auto boosted damage, and then he can boost to hit. Typhon's problem is because he has the 3 sprays, and he doesn't have enough fury to boost all of it.
Rich, Bubba was speaking in metric.
That is correct. Also in Canadian,
eh? So we got the Typhon.
Should we go like fully ridiculous here and throw Zuriel in there too?
I was thinking that.
Let's take a look here at Zuriel, because this is all of a sudden becoming a how many sprays can we play?
I'm okay with that.
I like it.
So we got the 2 spray 8s, also fire type, so we're getting the boosted damage. Also automatically causing fire, which is another fun fact. 2 rate of fire here, pretty cool. And if you wanted to, the model gains an additional die on attack rolls if it gets its Predator's Instinct out there.
Oh boy!
So
which is also good for Typhon. Oh, it's self. Never mind.
It's self. It's self.
Damn it. Foiled.
But I think this is an excellent place to play 2 character. We're going to put him in there. I think we need to. And then we're going to call this list, we're going to call this something like Money Shot or something like that.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's get that back here. Oh, I still did not manage. My screen went blank there for a second because of screensaver. There we go. Zuriel's in the list. You know...
So we'll throw the Croak Raiders in.
Well, absolutely. Oh, yeah. I mean, we have to have them, or this list doesn't make as much sense as it might otherwise be. So let's get those guys in here.
And the Witch Dock Croc.
Yep.
Full unit. And then Bogtrog. You know, there's an interesting idea. Bogtrog.
Oh boy.
Let's think about that for a second. Croak Raiders. Let's get those. There's Witch Dock Croc, so he's in there. All right, so let's.
I think just because, like, not that it really matters to the list, but you want a Shredder. Just because.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, something I was wondering, Rich.
Yeah.
Is generally people are like, I want an Angel. Because Angels are broken and I hate them.
I agree. I
hate them too.
They're so dumb. Now, people are like, sweet, I want that Angel. Maybe even 2. And it has a fire shot.
Its ranged attack is typed fire.
Yeah. Range 12, POW 12, type fire.
Mm-hmm.
Crit continuous fire. But I'm wondering...
I'm sorry, I've had 3 shots of Kraken. What the fuck are we talking about?
Angelius.
Okay, there we go.
It has a gun that's fire type damage as well as
its
its armor pierce nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Now what I'm wondering is... so instead, you take 1, potentially even 2 Seraphs.
Interesting.
So they have this.
I gotta look up Seraph because
I'm
going to bring it up here on the cam. I'm going to bring it up. Let's bring up that Seraph.
It's becoming more popular.
That's a Scythian, not a fucking Seraph. Hang on. There we go. All right, here we go.
So they're the ones with. Okay.
With the slippy string.
Let him talk about it. Yep.
No. It gets better.
So continue on, Bubba. This is more tech than this show's had on in literally 6 months. So let's bring this on here.
Seraphs also have it's range 10 instead of 12 like the Angel, but it is POW 12 shots. The Slipstream Animus is super good for anybody. It helps out Typhon. It makes his sprays essentially range 10 instead of range 8. Same with Zuriel by placing them 2 inches. They also have, so it's a fire type damage shot, and they have D3 plus 1 shots. So again, you're just increasing the fury value of that beast with the Croak Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
So you're dropping the oil gourds, and then that Seraph's going to shoot something with all boosted damage, and then it can boost a hit if needed.
That's really amazing.
Thags 2 also has Manifest Destiny.
Yes, he
does. Additional die to hit and damage drop the lowest for his battle group. So again, you're just increasing the fury value, and Seraph's like, so even if you roll a 4 and get 3 shots, you're saving 3 fury, which you can use to boost a hit, and then it's auto boosted damage and Manifest Destiny. That thing's just gonna melt. whatever you're shooting.
Just for a point of clarification, Manifest Destiny is only on melee.
Ah,
Back in the day,
it's garbage.
in the play test, Manifest Destiny was ranged and melee, and that was how back in 2010 when I first went to TempleCon, that was the big thing with the spray and pray. That's what I was kind of mentioning there. But then Manifest Destiny got changed a little bit. But it's still, I think this is still a really valid point we're going.
Without it.
I think it is too. So let's put at least one Seraph in there. Okay.
How many points left?
We are at 1 point left, which is a little sad.
Wow, that went quick.
Wow. What?
Wait a minute. That doesn't sound right.
No, that 12.
Actually, it does.
8. We should be at 43 points.
Okay,
45.
So Thegrash 2 only has 3 beast points. So we have 22, 24, 33, 41, 44.
You have a random Scythian in there.
You have a Scythian in your battle group.
Why
John?
would you not have a Scythian, though? Because it takes up 9 points. There, let's get rid of that guy. All right, there we go. Woo!
Now we have 10 points.
Yeah, and you know what I think? Because we got a lot of small bodies in here, should probably have the pasta pot with the lunch ladies. What do you think, Bubba?
What's a min pot cost?
Let's take a look
3,
at that.
I think.
Let's take a look at that unit. Let's see. Where's the spawning vessel is 2 points for a min unit.
The min one is 2?
2 points.
And the max one is 3. Oh, this should be...
Do
Okay.
you remember back in the day when nobody would bring the spawning vessel? How do you not bring a spawning vessel at 2 points?
So I 100% agree, Rich. With all the small bodies, you got to get a spawning vessel in there.
I don't know why we wouldn't do the full bot.
Most people take the full, but let's take the min.
Okay.
And you know what? Just throwing it out there. A second unit of Croak Raider.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck... Ladies and gentlemen, we are breaking all the rules tonight. I'm going to say here right now, this is some of the hottest tech you're going to find on the internet, or my name's not Menoth John.
You're just, you're guaranteeing... not guaranteeing. You're essentially guaranteeing the oil gourds hitting something, the targets you want, and then Typhon, Zuriel, and the Seraph just go to town with the auto-boosted damage. The Croak Raiders themselves will kill everything. And you could wave the Croak Raiders in 2 waves and split the Witch Dot Croc. So, it does its work. Is it an attachment? Or is it...
No, it just hangs out. He's a solo.
Sweet. So you do 1 unit of Croak Raiders, and then the other one can hang back a little bit more. The other one can be really aggressive, go for the oil gourds, and then get tuffed by the Witch Dot Croc.
Yep.
The second unit can hang back, do more throwing spears, and then when the front unit's kind of worked its way down and died, / made you a bunch of lessers from the pot.
Yep.
The second unit can go in and do a bunch more work, and then get tuffed as well.
Do you know who has never played this list before? Jake Van Meter. Jake Van Meter has never played this list before. I'm going to tell you, Brushheads, this is some of the hottest shit on the internet right now. If you call within the next 5 minutes, you will not only get this list, but you will also get a Ginsu knife. I'm telling you right now, we're going to call this list, we're not going to call this Legion crowdsourced painting with Menoth John. We're going to call this the Ginsu.
The Flaming Ginsu?
The Flaming Ginsu. There we go. I think that was an alternative band from Seattle. There we go, folks. The Flaming Ginsu, your second list on tonight's My Drunk Dojo.
Point of contention here, Dark River in the chat room pointed out, the pot can't get corpses from undead models. Very true. So just keep that in mind. If you have them zombified from the Witch Dot Croc, they won't add to the pot.
Well, let's...
Who cares? They'll kill... Croak Raiders will kill so much stuff.
Even if they don't... Even if they just sit there and die, you're going to be cranking out a lesser every turn.
There you go.
That's totally worth it.
Pretty much that painting... This is a painting war room, Menoth John, tonight. Because that's what the W stands for, is the war room. We're showing this. The Flaming Ginsu, ladies and gentlemen, your second list here on My Drunk Dojo. You know, we still got 30 minutes left. I think that we need another faction here. Don't you guys think?
Yeah.
So we got...
And I'm gonna suggest not Circle.
Fuck those guys.
And I'll suggest Skorne.
I'm all about that.
Agreed.
And we know where this is going.
So
before
we go though, do either of you gentlemen play the Legion?
No.
Nope, I don't either. But my co-host Adam plays Legion. So
If you could see if Adam would be interested in playing this list, I think that would be very strong. I know he probably doesn't have 2 units of Croak Raiders, but he could proxy some shit.
I will ask Chris Orr over here to play this list. He's on Canada WTC, really good friend
nice.
of mine. I'll see if he'll test it out.
This is the shit that's gonna cap the U.S. team in the ass. I'm telling you right here. This is like anti-America poison right here. So you guys think about that shit. And if you guys lose the WTC, it's because you didn't play this list. Just putting it out there right now. We're gonna save that shit right there. I'm gonna put this out there. Patrons, I'm going to make a special effort for you guys to get these lists out here. And if you want double X special extra access to the Fiora Firebomb 2 list, I'm going to throw that out there for the patrons only. This is some good shit. You don't even know about this list because I don't play competitively. It's fucking amazing. There you go. All right, so we go. What we're going to go over here now. Whoa, the camera. I accidentally closed the drawer that the camera was sitting in a little bit. Okay, we're going over here to Skorne. Walk us through this one. Do you have a name, by the way, for this list to start off with, Bubba?
Not yet. Let me work on it.
All right, so we're gonna go Skorne Frogs right now.
Oh, wait a minute. We should do fire roasted frog legs.
Oh snap! How about we just call it Tastes Like Chicken?
Oh, even better.
Tastes like chicken. All right, here we go. So what were your thoughts there, Bubba? It seemed like you had something in mind there for the Taste Like Chicken list.
Yep. I haven't really thought of a caster. Not that I think it's going to terribly matter. I guess you take Xerxes 1.
Xerxes 1. So we're looking at this guy here because he's got the battle plans, he's got the martial discipline, he's got that overtake, he's got that combo smite on the Pillars of Halak. Defender's Ward, that's a friendly faction. He's got the Fury, which is the target-friendly model. That's interesting. Target-friendly.
Yep.
And then he's got the Inhospitable Ground, because anytime you can hold back an army with that Inhospitable Ground, those Croak Raiders are going to go to town. If there's that's like something you can keep in your mind, Brushheads. If it's Inhospitable Ground, you go to town. That's how you know about the Croak Raiders. So let's go back there. So we'll go with the Xerxes 1. Boom, and then let's add those Croak Raiders right off the get go, because it's important we get them in there, or else and the Croc and the Croc Doc.
No.
Oh snap!
Oh no, we have better plans in store.
That
for
is
them.
correct.
Yes. Are we gonna make these guys friendly faction by chance?
We will be adding potentially, but we definitely want a Paingiver Taskmaster.
Okay.
Yep. No question.
Because I'll bet you might want to bring this one up because I'll bet people don't really know what this guy does.
Let's do it.
He has some ridiculous abilities.
Okay. So
go ahead and tell us about him, Bubba.
He's got the anatomical precision. He's got the no sleeping on the job minion. These guys are not, if they are not going to get knocked down. He's got the pain driver, target friendly non-warlock minion warrior model unit. If the model is in range, gains +2 strength, tempered flesh. It gains fearless and tough. So you got the tough, like you would have gotten from the Witch Doc Croc, but he's also got no sleeping on the job. So not only do they get the tough, but they also get no knockdown tough. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. And then he's got Man Catcher, which you don't give a flying fuck about. So there you go. The temper flesh, I think, is the way you were thinking, right, Bubba?
Just everything, really. It's all very helpful. Like, just it could break down, and you're like, oh, better do Pain Driver and give +2 strength.
We're a solid.
The temper flesh is the best part. Yeah.
We're a solid hour into the show. If you haven't cracked another beer, Brushheads, make sure you got another one in your hand. You should have drank that first one by now.
Speaking of which, I should probably go get one.
Yeah, go ahead, Rich. This is a very special part of the show. We're powering through here. We've got the 60 minutes under our belt. We're going to take it to the next level. So, on behalf of Team Drunk Dojo, hey, Ron. Ah, God. This Omagong is so freaking good. Ah.
All right.
All right, so let's talk about. Okay, so we've got the Pain Giver Taskmaster on board, Bubba. Where are we going from here?
1,000,000,000%. You need double Incendiari.
Oh snap! I heard that. So let's get these units out here. We're gonna get we're going to go for the full boat, right?
Two max units.
Absolutely. These guys are nuts. As a protected player, I wish anything I had that caused fire was as good as the Incendiary Eye.
They're nuts as it is.
Yep.
God forbid you give them boosted damage.
So let's take a look at here. They're POW 12s on their guns, but now they're boosted POW 12s, 3-inch AOEs. So your POW 6s are now boosted POW 6s. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys did exactly what I was going to suggest, which is awesome.
It's because we're good. Well, at least Bubba is.
So, who's the? I don't think you got him on here yet. Who's the solo who makes Incendiary better, or all those units, all the Cataphract units?
Tyrant Vorkesh.
Yep, I think he should probably go in there.
Tyrant Vorkesh. Where the fuck is that guy? He's an attachment. All right, hang on here.
Is he? I thought he was a solo.
He's an attachment to what?
He's a unit, because he has some little dude with him.
Wow.
Oh, the Tyrant, the Tycom.
Yes, Tyrant Commander? Yes. Okay, so we'll put him in there. Where the frick is Vorkesh? I know he's a guy.
He's under attachments.
He can only be added to Satrati.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, shut up. Incendiary are plenty good. Okay, so we've got the Croak Raiders, we've got the Taskmaster, we've got 2 units of the Incendiary, we've got the Tycom. We are still literally 24 points away. We don't have a battle group yet, though.
That's true.
I think we should probably take a bronze back.
They are amazing.
Dare one say, how about a Raider? Let me look at the Raider, because that has the Fire Strike. Target friendly models ranged weapons. Maybe you could Fire Strike the Oil Gourd?
It's just one model, though.
True.
Yeah,
So
I'm not a huge...
I'm just kind of tossing things out here a little bit.
It'd be pretty bad if you missed. It'd be cool.
I wish we knew more about the bugs.
If we could do the that's what I was gonna say, the Aratus Sentinel. I think I have a theory. I think he's gonna be at Gen Con, but
I'm sure he will be. I'm sure he will be.
So I mean, we could call that a legitimate choice if you guys want.
Range 10, POW 13. We're not getting an awful lot, although it's a nice ranged element to kind of back up the bronze back.
And he has arcing fire. He can shoot over the frogs. I mean, and he can shoot over the Incendiary also.
True. It's another AOE into the army. Can't be bad.
I mean,
what do you
considering
thinking,
he's only
Bubba?
speed 3, he's not going to be in the front.
But he's AOE, right? I mean,
yeah.
advanced deploy.
Mm-hmm.
How many points do we have left?
Let's take a look at that. We've got we have 14 points left in this list. How is that even possible? Do we want some Gatorman posse?
Yeah, I'm thinking we need some beef.
Kind of feeling that myself.
Wait a minute.
We could just add Satrati.
We could just add Satrati.
So we already have, 12 8-wound models here? And we need beef?
This is just looking like a strictly better Fist of Halleck.
Yeah.
So let's take a look here. Do you want it? What do you think, Bubba? Should we put some Satrati in there?
It's 11 points for a full unit, so we'd have 3 points left. Why not?
There we go. We got them in there now. We can always remove them. There's nothing that says we can't remove them. And then, do we want to put the Vorkesh on it? And that would tap us out.
I don't. I think you need. Do we have the Tyrant Commander in there?
We do have the Tyrant Commander in there.
Okay.
Right there.
This is super important. I don't know if Tyrant Vorkesh brings enough.
Well, let's review for the brushheads out there exactly what he does bring. He brings cleave. He's got the cleave. He gives spell ward to the Satrati. He gives precision strike to the Satrati, and he is blessed. So basically, what he does is against spell armies who might want to take the armor of the Satratis down. He's a way of protecting them against that.
But it means you can't give them Defender's Ward.
That's very true. It's not sacred. It's not sacred ward.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Well,
what you want.
let's get him out of there. There's probably better ways to spend that 3 points.
Yeah.
You know, brushheads, if you're in that Twitch room, we do all have that up. If you have any kind of suggestions here.
So we have 3 points, eh?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Banyan says if you aren't zombifying, you can put Shamblers in. I actually think Zal might be a good choice. But yeah, because I guess you could put Last Stand on the Croak Raiders. Wait a minute. Does Last Stand affect ranged attacks?
No.
Oh, I don't think so.
No.
That'd be dumb.
Because if
That'd
it
be
did, I mean, we'd have
super
to scrap
dumb.
a battle group right now.
3 points away. You know, the sad truth is we only have one beast in our battle group. And it's a beast we want to get some work done with. And that's a little bit that's unfortunate because we actually need to have probably something back to hold back so that Xerxes has something, because we want that bronze back in there getting some work done.
Yeah.
And Banyan, drop Xerxes. El Marshal, drop Xerxes.
Yeah, they don't really
no,
like
let's see. What would the brushheads like if we were going to drop Xerxes? Who are we going to go to?
I think that's a good.
Yeah.
Yep, good suggestion. We lost your
see what you
video,
got.
Bubba, but that's okay. It's probably just me.
No, I lost him too.
Okay, no, he appears to be maybe coming back.
Ah,
Oh,
very
he's back.
good, very
He's
good.
back.
There he is.
All right. So Last Stand is with Zal.
It is.
So let's
is.
drop Xerxes. Let's put Zal in here.
El Marshal just quoted himself. That's cute. Hexy, Resheth, and Xerxes.
Now Xerxes has Ignite, which is +2
Crit
to
fire.
attacks and crit fire,
continues. Yeah, crit fire. That's right.
which could be huge with the gourds.
It's a crit on the hit though.
Yeah, but like if you light something on fire with the oil gourd, like it's kind of fishing for crits, which is never good.
Yeah. Let's Damn it, Banyan, you retard. El Marshal.
Now, kids.
Brush at, this is a place of positivity here on Painting with Menoth John. The P in Painting with Menoth John is painting, although it could be positivity also. I wonder if Belinda Librarian ever joined the chat room today. Where'd my cursor go? That's weird.
We're doing fantastic.
My cursor has completely bought the farm. Oh, there it goes. It's back now. It brought up the calculator, though, if I wanted to do some calculations. Let's see here. Nope. All right, so let's go ahead and... Do we want to go with... Sexy Hexy? Or do we want to go with...
Sexy Hexy.
Yeah, Hexy, too.
What does Resheth have to offer for this? I don't know if he does have anything that crazy.
Lots of fat.
He can make things -2 arm,
Okay, that helps.
which is amazing.
He can dark rituals and channel a spell through a Croak Raider.
Friendly
Yep.
warrior model.
That's
Yep.
So you could just arc through it, get the blood mark onto an enemy, and now your Croak Raiders are effectively POW 14.
That seems decent.
Boosted POW 14s are super legit. All right, so
Yep.
that's good. Let's go with Resheth. And then his battle group, are we going to stick with the Bronzeback Titan, or do we go with something less expensive? Do we go with a Basilisk
And
Korea?
then
Go
we
ahead.
didn't go very. I forgot about this. Risheth's feet is another -2 arm, so now your Croak Raiders are effectively POW 16.
Wow.
And it's a hell of a control area too.
Yeah, it's living enemy models suffer.
Nice.
In other news, related to this, Breath of Corruption is it's AoE 3 POW 12 range 8. Models suffer a POW 12 corrosion damage roll, which the Croak Raiders happen to be immune to.
So you can use the backside of a Croak Raider as a target.
You're damn right.
On a Fury 8 caster.
Holy shit! I wish I was this good at making a list by myself. Jeez.
Well, see, this is the beauty of the Painting with Menoth John experience, is that we bring all this love together and shit happens. All right, so let's go ahead and Rasheth is going to be good. Let's get him he's got 13 points left. He needs at least 2 beasts. There's no need for a gladiator because he has no need for rush in this list.
Let's go double Sentinel and Raider.
Oh, we got an interesting comment here. El Marshall said we can play this into the Chain Gang Tier 4 of Risheth. Okay, he may be a little...
And you can have Croak Raiders in it.
Yeah, he might be a little out to lunch on this, but he wrote Gladiator, Gladiator, Bronzeback, Agonizer, Agonizer. So...
Chain Gang, let's see. Chain Gang can take what?
Let's see.
EQREI, Paingiver, Annihilators, Vendors, minion units that will work for Skorne. Let's just see if this whole thing blows the fuck up if I hit the...
I love doing this at home, hitting the button after you made a list.
If that said Incendiari instead of AQRI, this list would be insane.
We have to take the Sentinel out. The Incendiari I can't play, and that's
I think
bad.
we gotta have the Incendiari in this.
Yeah, so I think we have to back out of that one.
Yep. Good idea, though.
It was a hell of an idea,
Yeah.
yeah, no doubt about it. 2 Sentinels will not fit. After the first Sentinel, we end up with 5 points left. I would like to suggest a Korea.
We could get the Raider, like you said before.
Oh, the Raider.
Or
For the Sentinel. For the Sentinel.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Raider.
The Sentinel.
Okay, so now we have Rasheth, a Sentinel, and a Raider. So we've got a sniped Sentinel that starts off with having advanced deployment and a long-range gun. We have, and that's 55 points on the head, boys. We've got the Taskmaster to live with the Croak Raiders. We've got 2 units of Incendiarii, because fuck you. We have the Tyrant Commander and Standard Bearer with our Cataphracts of Trotty. Do you know who's played this list? Nobody. Nobody has played this list. This is Painting with Menoth John, Tastes Like Chicken exclusive. You know, folks, play this stuff in your local metas because it is better than anything that anyone else is net decking against you. They have never seen anything like this. You are going to piss some people off with lists like this.
How many 8 wound or more models are in this list?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 9, 6, 15. 15 plus 2 is 17. 17 plus 6 is 23.
So my question is, Meat Mountain who?
Exactly. And once again, we've built 2 Meat Mountain style lists that have a strong ranged component to them. They are a better all-comers list than anything that the current meta will tell you. This is amazing.
Yeah. And they're just going to, like, the Croaks and the Incendiarii are all going to be effectively POW 16 Weapon Master shooting.
Jesus. Jesus.
On Rasheth's feet with Bloodmark.
So let's explain that a little bit. So what's going to happen is Rasheth is going to arc the Bloodmark through a Croak Raider, and that's going to get the +2, and then it's going to get the Rasheth feet, which is another +2. So that's +4. The incendiary are 12. That's a 16. There's a 16 there. There's a 16 over here. So you have 9 plus the 6, which is 15, plus another 6, which is 21 POW 16 boosted range attacks. You show me anybody that pulls through that.
Yeah, and it's so blood mark is only on enemy, not enemy, or just model, not model/unit.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you want to take down a colossal?
Gotcha, right here. Even against an arcane shielded storm wall, which is what, 22?
22.
22. It's dice off 6.
Yep.
And so, I mean, that's some sweet love right there.
And you know what? When your opponent sees this across the table, it almost looks like an unassuming list.
Yeah, it's very odd to look at on paper.
Yeah. You know what? In the interest of time, we probably should press forward here, do some flippity bloops, and round it out with a media section.
I think we should. So this is some great tech, guys. We're gonna go ahead and kick this back up onto the face cam because y'all pay to see me. Let's face it. There we go. All right. Do we have any flippity?
First off, beverage update.
Oh, beverage update. I'm still drinking some Omagong because Omagong. Anyway.
I am also partaking in the Omagong Club.
Oh my God! Omagong.
Yeah, this is Hop State, New York, American Pale Ale.
Very nice.
Comes in quite a bit lower, I think, because I don't even see the percentage on the bottle, but it's solid pale ale. Nothing too crazy.
I have to say, I'm starting to get drunk.
Oh, excellent!
Good.
You got to work in the morning, John?
Oh yeah. Whatever.
Oh, beautiful. Me too.
I work from home. It's all good.
What time do you guys get up in the morning? Yeah, shut it.
I'm sorry, bread man.
Oh, when I did the podcast on Beer Machine, that was a good time.
Oh, I still feel bad about that.
Dude, Captain Con was worse. We left Sunday at 4:30 and drove 11 hours home. And then I got home at like 3:15, and I was like, I guess I'll just put my work clothes on and go to work.
Oh.
And I was up like all day in Masters, and then drove home. It was bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of all the brushheads everywhere, this one's for the King of the North, Bubba Dalton, and his bread delivery services. Hey, Ron. You know what? There's only 17 people watching this live, but they all wish they were watching this live. This is some great shit right here. So do we have any flippity bloops, Rich?
Yeah, we got a couple things here.
You are the ultimate. You're doing a fine job, by the way. I want to point that out. You're doing a fine job as a co-host. By the way, if you want to support Rich in absolutely no way, www.patreon.com/menothjohn. He will see absolutely no of the proceeds from that, and that's the way you can support him. We picked up a lot of patrons last week because of Sochi. She's better looking than you are, Rich.
This is true. I won't argue that. Maybe I should have her on my show.
I would. She's an amazing guest. She's just super awesome. She drinks tequila during the show. So there you go.
Ooh.
That is gutsy.
She's a strong woman.
You gotta love a woman that can put away alcohol.
By the way, Sarah Jane Chu has sent me a message earlier today and said, I believe the message said, "Fuck Beer Machine painting with Menoth John forever."
I beg to differ that actually happened, but we will see about that.
All right.
So we got a couple of questions from Brian Knapp. That's the guy who couldn't speak coherent English.
Cannot wait to hear these.
It made perfect sense to me.
You know what? I think we'll go every other nappy question and then something else. So
sounds good.
His first question is, what's the best way to put out this grease fire that has spread to my bedroom?
keep drinking, Nappy. Keep drinking.
Yeah,
it'll go away eventually.
I would say the best way to put out a grease fire, as you know, is with baking soda. So I would throw bread at it.
Oh.
I think if it's spread to your bedroom, it's probably not a grease fire in your bedroom. It's probably just a fire. So you probably want to just get some out of the house and call the fire department
So
at
what
this
is-
point.
So what is 911 in Canada? It's like the metric equivalent. So you have to like take 5/8 of 911 and then add 32 to it, or what is it?
No telephone number is that long in Canada. There's only 72 telephones in this country. So the fire department is 2.
It's
Two.
call
Dial
2,
on your
Nappy.
rotary phone. Da-da-da-da-da.
You got like 4 volts on your electricity up there too, right? It's like 4 volts. So you can like put your finger in the socket and it's all good.
What's lower than a volt? That's what we have.
Excellent.
What's a candle measure in?
I think it measures in candle power.
So my dad, my old man, who was 91 when he passed away, God bless his soul. He had this down in his workroom, down in the basement, which is where I used to put my miniatures and do my airbrushing and stuff when I used to live at my mom and dad's house. He had this candle that was he was referred to as, like, I think it was called a Polish alarm clock, and because racism, and all that kind of shit. And what it was you, depending upon how far you shoved it up your ass, was what time you woke up in the morning. And so it had like demarcations for different times. And it was like 5 a.m. was way down at the bottom, and like 1 a.m. was way up at the top. So you lit the candle and you went to bed, and your ass, when you got your ass burned, that was the alarm clock. I imagine Canada something like that.
Only our parents' generation would come up with something like that.
And only our parents' generation would buy something like that. So there you go. There's your offhand racism for tonight on Painting with Menoth, John. What's the next question?
So let's see here. We're going to go over to Andrew Cutter from the Rochester Meta.
Mm-hmm.
He actually has his own. He has a podcast called Dice Happen. That
Nice.
It's kind of fun local stuff. He says,
shouldn't his podcast be called Runes of War Happens?
"Ooh,
Oh, snap.
oh, I'm guessing something happened. Oh, okay. We'll just.
He scooped to me at the Sioux because I was playing Runes of War.
Oh, that's right. I do remember.
He's like, I don't
that.
want to play this game.
Yep. It's okay. So
Just
he
rune
says,
shapers.
Cutter.
I'm the least motivated painter I've found in the region,
Mhm.
and nothing seems to do the trick. Even when going to Rampo painting days, and that's a painting group they have there in Rochester, I just end up assembling, and I've written off painting mandatory events as unapproachable. Are there any dark rituals that you can suggest for a largely broke, deeply unmotivated painter? In quotes.
So the number one thing to do when you are deeply unmotivated is pick a list. And what you do is you pick a list, and pick a simple list. Pick something that maybe I don't know if this gentleman, what faction he plays.
He plays Legion.
He plays. Oh, then you're in like Flynn, okay?
Yeah.
So the first thing you do is, depending upon if you want to be a painter, one way you can do it is to get yourself some Army Painter primer, and this is like really basic stuff here, and you prime it all with an Army Painter light blue or something like that, because they make all kinds of fucking colors, and that way you prime stuff. But pick a list and say, I am going to do just these models. And because you're in Legion, you're going to find yourself that you really only play like 4 models. Really? And so, you can get them on your table there. You can hit them with the spray paint. And it really, really, really works well because you pick that list and you say, okay, I am going to get this list done. Then you've got your dozen or so models, and you get those done. And then you pick, okay, well, I need a second list. And you go ahead and do the same thing for that list. And it works out really, really well. The other thing I would say is that for those of you who don't play Legion, so you might play units occasionally, it's the best thing you can do, and this is a prime example. This is these are my highwaymen, and as you can see, they're in a very early stage of painting. What I did with these guys is I airbrushed them brown on where the leathers are going to be. And let me pick a model that's got a little bit more leather on it. So this is the leader model. It's got a little bit more leather on it. And you can see I did the leathers, and then I came back with my pink, and I just airbrushed the pink real quick. And what the airbrush does is it allows me to get a broad area done very, very quickly. And that's, for units, that's the worst thing that can happen. It can break your spirit to have to do the same color over and over and over again. So when you're trying to be, when you're somewhat unmotivated and you have to do a unit, take a Warcaster or a Beast and team it up with that unit. And do the Beast or do the Solo, then do the model for the unit. That's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is, if you have a 10-person unit, is to simply take one color and just do that color on the same area over and over and over again. And then you get 10 models that have that color done. And then pick the next one. Do it over and over and over and over and over again. And what that does is that breaks it up into small pieces. And I think that makes a big difference. Rich and Bubba, do you guys have any tips for painting when you're feeling less than motivated?
I'm a notorious player of unpainted models. My Risen sit in a ball in the corner of my blue and white polka dot tray, and they're just not painted. What I've done lately, I have to be fully painted for the WTC.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the requirements. So what I've done is some of my local friends, we'll just get on Skype. We'll sit down. Same kind of thing. We'll just, if you want to have a beer or whatever, and I'll paint a few things and we'll just talk Warmachine.
Yep.
It means I don't have to leave the house if, the wife wants me here or whatever. And I can just do it for half an hour, whatever. And just talking to people rather than me sitting here by myself. I'll get distracted by the TV or something else. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to talk to my friends about Warmachine, and I found that I painted. My trolls are almost all fully painted now, which is incredible.
Yeah.
My Kador not so much, but just from the Skype chats.
Bubba, that is
for me. That's worked wonders. But
Bubba,
that's a good idea.
That is exactly why Painting with Menoth John exists. You haven't been here since day one, but this started out because I couldn't get a date on New Year's Eve 2.5 years ago. And I just decided that, there's probably other people like me. Let's all get together and let's paint. And this is an episode where we didn't actually do any painting, but we do painting on this show. And this is background noise on a Sunday night. Lots of people have free time on a Sunday night. Television's kind of shit. And we just, kind of get out here and just take this 90 minutes every night and join us and and make this be your Sunday night addiction and your Sunday night diversion, and just paint with us on a Sunday night. Take this 90 minutes and make it happen.
And you can interact as much or as little as you choose.
Exactly. Rich, what about yourself?
I decided to kick it a little bit harder because I also have the motivation problems with painting sometimes, especially since I bought the house I'm in end of January. It's sometimes I think, why would I paint if I can sit here and work, on something else in the house and work on that. So I bought an airbrush, and I didn't go all out. I got not super cheap, but medium cheap. And it just, I think it motivates you when you spend, 4-5 minutes and you have an entire 10-man unit base coated.
Yeah.
Or say you have a new heavy, you just bought, and you have that thing base coated in a minute. I mean, You see that kind of results. I think the results push you to work even further. And you don't even you don't have to go buy an airbrush. I know part of Cutter's question was, he said largely broke. The colored primers is just as good.
Yep.
I used a couple from RB Painter and they were great. What's that, John?
So this is Menoth Fred. I'm holding it up on the camera right now, and as you can see, I'm trying to show him off. He was 5 minutes of airbrush, but this color that I've chosen, which is sanguine base, is a color that I know is in the Army Painter range of primers, and it would be very simple to take him. And there has been very little work done. Now he's got a long ways to go. Don't mind you, but you can get really fast results by looking at how can I cut the corners? How can I get with the primers or with an airbrush and get a lot done. Now, at Warmachine weekend, I'm going to be in the hobby lounge at least at part of the weekend. I'm going to be demonstrating how to speed paint Croak Raiders, what we've talked about all evening here. I'm going to speed paint those guys. I'm going to paint all 10 models in one sitting, and you'll be able to chance to see them. And I have painted entire Gator armies in less than 6 hours. So what that boils down to is in the case of having either primers like the Army Painter, or if you want to spend maybe $150 and get yourself a mid-range airbrush sort of rig. And I say $150 because you can get a deal on the airbrush, and then you can also get some deals through like Hobby Lobby and stuff like that for the compressors and stuff like that. You can really make it not be terribly expensive. And yes, Tadgo mentioned he's going to be at Warmachine weekend with his airbrush rig also. And Tadgo, you and I need to sit next to each other in the hobby lounge, and we're going to power this stuff out. We're going to show people how to do some airbrushing, and that will be a special video that I'll be recording just for the patrons over here at patreon.com/menothjohn. I'm going to be putting that up there with some basic airbrush techniques on, especially for the Croak Raiders, that you'll be able to see if you decide to join. We had a patron this week join us at the 25-cent level. There's nothing wrong with that. We don't set levels here on Painting with Menoth John. If you want to contribute to the show, you contribute whatever you want, and we sure appreciate it. So, anything else there on that one, John? John, boy, there's some.
I guess I'm filling in like he does.
Rich.
No, I think that pretty much covers it.
Excellent.
Can move on here to another nappy question.
Let's do one more nappy question, and let's move to movies, so that because we're right here at 8:30.
Okay. Okay, we'll do this one. What's funnier, even or odd numbers of testicles?
Oh, clearly odd.
100% odd.
Yeah. You know what? We got
like,
one in the
what's
chat
what's
room.
funnier, two or four? 1 or 3 is obviously funnier.
Duh. I mean, because if you got 1, obviously something bad happened. If you got 3,
good story there.
There's a story. If you got 3, it's like, well, how about that? At least you got that going for you.
Fantastic. So this is the media portion of the show.
Yep, media portion of the show. Movies this week, I went to go see Ant-Man. And I'm not going to give a full review on this because I know that John Spencer had seen Ant-Man and we were wanting to talk about Ant-Man. Go fucking see this movie. It is way more entertaining than it should be for being Ant-Man. And there you go. What about you, Rich? Any media items for that one?
Yeah, actually, first a question. You mentioned in last week's episode movie from the Wachowski brothers, something better than The Matrix. What was that?
Speed Racer.
Speed Racer, thank you. I couldn't remember what it was.
Speed Racer's amazing.
So I set up a projector in my upstairs to replace the aging TV I had in there. And I've been looking for tons of weird movies to watch with the wife. And I watched a movie called Antiviral.
Oh, please share.
Came out in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of actually, I'll give you the description. This is the best. It's because it's a very strange movie. In a blackly satirical near future, a thriving industry sells celebrity illnesses to their obsessed fans. Employee Sid March's attempts to exploit the system backfire when they involve him in a potentially deadly mystery. So what happens in this movie is, because people are even more obsessed with celebrities than they are now, they attempt to get the same diseases that celebrities have.
I like money.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of fun to watch. Also a little scary. It's also pretty creepy. It was a decent movie overall.
How many shots of Kraken are we talking about here?
I'm gonna say 2.
2 shots of Kraken. That's reasonable.
I'll say 2, because it was good, but at the same time, it was, the main character Sid, played by Caleb Landry Jones. He was fantastic in this movie. However, the acting from everyone else in the movie was mediocre.
Fair enough.
Bubba, what do you got?
Bubba, what do you got?
Well, I was gonna go see Ant-Man as well while we were at Captain Con. I was invited by John Damaris and his crew to go see it, and then they were dicks and left to go see it while I was in the midst of my team tournament finals game.
Oh, you're kidding
And
me.
like, yeah.
So Bubba, would you say that John Damaris ducked you?
Oh, snap.
If by John Damaris you mean the American Tim Banky, yes.
Oh,
I do. But no, I actually, so I'm gonna go a little old school because I watched recently a movie from my childhood. It's called Heavyweights.
While you guys talk about this, I'm 47 years old. If I don't go pee right this second,
That's true.
I'm gonna fucking wet my pants. So y'all just keep on talking. I'm gonna go do my thing. I'll be right back.
You enjoy, sir. So the movie's from like 1994. It's got Ben Stiller. It's made by Disney, and it's about a group of kids that go to fat camp.
Oh no!
So, like, and basically, they're having a lot of fun, and then the camp gets taken over by this new owner, who's Ben Stiller, and he tries to turn it into like a weight loss infomercial, and like hijinks ensue. And it's just one of those movies that I always watched as a kid. As you know, a bigger guy. I watched it again the other day, and it's so dumb, but it's so funny.
It sounds ridiculous. I'd probably do that
it's-
as a background movie kind of thing.
Yeah, it's insane. It's probably like 2.5 shots of crack.
I think I might need a
maybe
little
even maybe even 3.5. Like it, just because it's got that old school like, why am I watching this? But then it's got funny moments like like
It sounds okay, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a Ben Stiller fan, but
the best moment is this kid steps on they're doing like the weigh-ins to like see how much weight they've lost. He's like, all right, you've gained 8 pounds. Okay, next, step on the scale, son. Steps on the scale. Get off the scale. Turn the camera off. All right. What the hell? Who is eating Oreos? And then like the one kid steps up. He's like, all right, turn the camera back on. All right, step on the scale. 258 pounds. Congratulations, you're the fattest boy at camp. And the kid's like, and they're all like cheering for him. I'm like, oh, it's terrible. But it brought me back to my childhood. So I watched that the other day. That was funny.
We actually got a comment here in the chat room. Banyan says, "Don't ever watch Speed Racer if you have epilepsy, though."
This is
Isn't
fact.
that like any action movie?
This one is particularly bad. It is very bright and very highly colored, but it is a
Like any
faithful
Japanese thing.
It is a faithful retelling of the Speed Racer television program. It is
Sounds like
so
something,
good.
I should watch an HD, like get a really good copy of it.
Yes. If you
Yeah.
can find this on Blu-ray, you should get it.
Blu-ray.
You should get it on the Blu-ray.
I'm interested.
Oh,
It's
I got a
so much
question.
fun. Man, now that I went pee, I could go for another hour. Holy shit. Man, I'll tell you what, when you're 47, there's not much better than a good piss. Let me tell you what.
I got a question for myself, actually, from WB Long 42. Rich, what kind of beer do those Skorne freaks drink? I'm gonna guess something that hurts them. So
That fucking chili pepper bullshit you were
Oh,
eating drinking that one
God.
time.
Okay. I'm not gonna tell you to drink it. Don't. There's a beer called Ghost Faced Killa.
Is that
Yep,
beer
that's
we
the
had?
one.
Is that beer we had that night?
Yes.
Go drink it right now. It's delicious.
No, don't. It's
Do
made
not
with
believe
ghost
Bubba
pepper.
Dalton.
It's made with
I
ghost
almost died.
peppers, and it is. We each had a sip of it, and that was it. The rest of the bottle got tossed.
No. Adam.
Oh, Adam housed like a bunch of that, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he almost died.
Yeah.
And then he like knocked over a bunch of stuff because he was like all like out of sorts from
Yeah.
the heat. Like he like flailed his arms and he like knocked a whole bunch of stuff over, like a bottle. And
You know what's bad is when your burps hurt.
oh, just like you couldn't enjoy any other beer for like a half an hour.
Yeah, we had to take a break. We went downstairs, got some pizza, and then continued.
Well, I'll tell you what. This has been an amazing show. I want to thank both of you for being a part of it. I'm gonna bring up the music here, and to see what happened here. After I restarted the show, I ended up with the King of the North theme twice, and never got the music up for the end of the show, because that's just how I roll. Let's go ahead and let's play that. Let's bring up that. There we go. You know what, guys? Bob Ross show is on Amazon Prime for free. Just watch it. That guy is super legit. If you have not watched Bob Ross, you don't understand the spirit animal that is part of this show. By the way, you can still get Painting with Menoth John precision measuring kits from Uzon, the store over there. We kill an eagle for each and every set, and we twist its neck, and then when we hear the snap of the neck, we grab the 6-inch piece and we hold it near it to capture the soul. We get the soul in there with the tiger blood. The tiger blood traps the soul, and then we twist the parakeet neck. We also trap that in the 5-inch unit along with the tiger blood. And it's good stuff. So if you're not getting that, get over there to musonstore.com or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. Go over to musonminis.com. You know, Rich, we talked.
They also have
Go ahead.
They have real chunks of panther in it, so you know it's good.
Oh yeah, we take the panther. We just run that right through the machine, and then we squeeze it. We add a little propylene glycol, and then we put it right in there. So don't accept less. I'm telling you that right now, because your game will suffer. You'll not get that 6 when you need it, and you certainly won't get a 5. So don't even try that. So on behalf of Painting with Menoth John, the King of the North, Rich Brautman, and the whole Beer Machine crew, I'm Menoth John, and it's been another Sunday night extravaganza. For those of you who don't know what Beer Machine is, you suck, and you should find out what it is. So here we go. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night.